Round 1 of the 2021 Western Australian Off-Road Racing Championship was proudly brought to you by GTurbo. This event was put on by Off-Road Racing WA Incorporated. For more information on the 2021 Western Australian Off-Road Racing Championship, head to www.waorc.com. Aerial footage in this video is provided by Extreme Limit Films, and this video has been edited by Cagetec Racing. This year's Perenjori 360 is a special one. It marks 20 years of the Rod Hatter Memorial, celebrating the life of Rod Hatter, a champion competitor, and to those who met him, a champion bloke. To mark the special occasion, Rod's championship winning buggy was on display, along with a memorial of photos and trophies that he won. Rod was a racer through and through, and he won't be forgotten. Friday night, the event kicked off and there was a buzz of excitement in the air.
Malcolm Yardley. It's a Can-Am X3, first time racing, so see how we go.
I'm excited to be in the Rod Hatter Memorial. Love coming to Perenjori. Very good to be here in Perenjori at the Rod Hatter Memorial.
I mean, I haven't seen a lot of the competitors here, but there's some nice buggies around, so anybody can win.
With many new contenders thrown in amongst the regulars, it was going to be hard to pick a winner. Saturday's racing would consist of a 10km prologue to set the start order, followed by a 1-lap 72km sprint for the first section of racing. Sunday would be a gruelling affair with 2 sections making up the remainder of the 360km of racing. One thing was for sure, to win the 2021 GTurbo Rod Hatter Memorial Perenjori 360, you're going to have to work hard for it. Perenjori Prologue is one of the most hotly contested sections of racing all year, with the elusive dust-free run the prize for the crew who can top the timesheets. Being held in the hottest and driest part of the year means that dust is a major factor during the race, and with this in mind, the teams are pushing it to the limits, and sometimes over the limit. Jaden Brewer in the Raw Racing Can-Am X3 found out just how unforgiving this track can be, rolling the 618 machine and bringing his Prologue to an abrupt end. As competitors continued to make their prologue runs, the times would tumble, and so would some trees. Brad Krepp getting loose in his debut run in his trophy truck. Steve Knowles, another to have a moment as he was at full tilt in his pro light. Out in front, it was a two-horse race, with Stephen Kettridge Hall pushing hard to take second, just 2 seconds behind the appropriately named one-speed off-road racing team of Harley Uren, who was at full tilt to claim another pole position. Some notable results in the top 10. Carl Richardson firing the ex-Donny Beetle into third outright, and Warren Klassen surprising many, putting the extreme four-wheel drive into 10th on the grid. The first section of a race is always action-packed as the teams look to make their mark on the leaderboard. While shorter than most sections with only one 72km lap to do, you'll be wrong in thinking this would make for a less chaotic race. Warren Klassen was on fire early, literally, with Dion Visagi showing great sportsmanship to stop and give Klassen his fire extinguishers, which ultimately helped save the 818 Navara from burning down. Brad Krepp was motoring along in the ex-Greg Pickersgill trophy truck until a lack of brakes ended his race, with the 434 machine rolling into a ditch. Whilst one of the pre-race favourites, Stephen Phillips, struck trouble, Carl Richardson continued his dream run, staying in touch with the leaders in 4th outright. But nobody could touch Harley Uren, who built up a 30-second lead over the chasing pack.
Had a great day. It's good. Prologued on top. It's nice to be out dust free. Lap 1, no problems, a little bit hot but fine, and brought it home in front, so we start again tomorrow in front. Again, no dust.
Dylan Nollis was one of the big movers, up into third outright and ready to have a big crack on day 2, whilst the side-by-sides were also making their move, filling 3 of the top 10 positions. Section 2 started with Harley Uren and Stephen Kettridge-Hall renewing their battle. Whilst this section was to be twice as long as yesterday's, they attacked it like it was as short as a prologue. Caleb Bradfield had been on a mission, overtaking cars and really proving that the GTurbo ZD30 powered Patrol had the pace. Unfortunately, off-road racing can bite hard, and the 828 machine ended its race on its side. Over the course of the 2 laps, dust really started to become a major factor, and coupled with everything the Perenjori track could throw at the competitors, it was starting to take its toll. Dylan Nollis had been having a superb run in his Pro buggy, keeping it fast and clean and in the hunt for an outright podium. But then disaster struck as a broken axle put paid to what had been a great drive. Jared Percival had been fairly quiet early in the weekend, but now he made his move up to third outright, with Kettridge-Hall and Uren still keeping a hot pace in the first 2 places. As we head into the final 2-lap section, the top 10 positions were still well and truly up for grabs. final section was game on, and all the teams were pushing hard to make a move and secure a class or outright win at the first race of the season. Side-by-side class leading Gavin Rogers had a front diff fail with the win in sight. Whilst Jaden Brewer was making an impressive fight back, now up into the class podium places. Kane Nollis was impressive as the youngster started to get to grips with his new X3. Meanwhile, Pierre Horn used his experience to navigate the dust to drive a smart, clean race to lead the extreme four-wheel drive class. Not even the spare tyre ejecting itself from the back of Dion Visage's Sportslight could slow him down as the Dirt Motorsport machine marched on. Out in front, Urem was enjoying the clean air, but was starting to come under pressure from Kettridge Hall, who was starting to mount his charge. The dust was thick and heavy, with at times the number 181 Prologue having to come to a stop with limited visibility. Graham Benting had been having a tough weekend in the ex-Craig Lowndes Colorado, but when his fuel problems cleared, he showed that this package will be one to watch at future races. Sean Beck continued to be smooth and consistent in the Junior Development Program Performance 2-wheel drive. Richard Batson had a light roll in Section 2, but was back out there and pushing his X3 during the final laps. And while Stephen Kettridge Hall went quickest in the last lap, it wasn't enough to close down Harley Uran, who took the victory by just 42 seconds after 360 grueling kilometres of racing. Uran would claim his second Rod Hatter Memorial, whilst Kettridge Hall would be ecstatic with a second outright and Pro-Light class win. Jared Percival would take a calculated third outright and showed the form that has taken him to state championship victory in the past. The other class winners included Ben Conn in the highly competitive side-by-side class, Dion Visage, who dominated Sportslight, Paul Knapp, who took out the Pro Buggy class in his new Penhall buggy, whilst Pierre Horn wrapped up another Extreme 4-wheel drive win, and Sean Beck showed his potential with a Performance 2-wheel drive win. Special thanks must go to GTurbo for sponsoring the Perenjori 360, and to Lindy Hatter for ensuring that the 20th year of the Rod Hatter Memorial was a special one. Thanks for watching.